Welcome back, and this lecture is going to be particularly very important. It will resolve a big problem in our life when we are managing the data. So the problem I'm having right now is I have this sheet which has some incomplete information. So for example, I don't have product name and product price available in this sheet. I have the product IDs, but I don't have these two informations. Now these two informations are available in this second sheet here. For each product ID, I have the product name and product retail price. And what I have to do is that I have to go to sheet 2, the product sheet, and I have to find the product name and product price for each product ID from sheet 2, and I have to bring that here. But the problem is, if I go back, if I go down, you will see that there are 2,69,721 rows in this sheet. Now I cannot do that, it is practically very difficult to do this for so much data. But lucky for us, we have an amazing tool available in Excel which will intelligently check the data in sheet 2 and will bring that here. And this tool is called Vlookup, that is vertical lookup. So that is very simple, but please watch carefully. What we have to do is equals Vlookup. So we'll just write VLOO after equals sign, and Excel will quickly give you the formula. You will just press the tab key on your keyboard and Excel will go to open this formula. Now what I have to look for, the first thing is to look up value, what I'm looking for. So I will say I'm looking for 869. The first thing I need to tell Excel is cell B2 that I'm looking for this, and I will press a comma. And now I have to go to the data where Excel should be looking for this value. So I will go to the sheet 2 and I will select all the data that I need to select where the values can be available. So I will put the first column, that is important. The first column should be the same that I have given in the last sheet. So where to look is the first column, and then I will press shift key and my arrow key to select all other areas. And now I will press Ctrl Shift and down key to select all the area. And now I'll press comma again. And which column do I want? I want column 2. I want Excel to bring the data from column 2, and I will press false. I will write false. Now you can see here Excel is telling you what false and true means. So false will mean exact match and true will mean approximate match, but don't worry about it. I will show you that separately in this lecture. Right now let's focus on just completing our formula. So I will press I will write false, and I will press Control Enter to complete the formula, or just close the bracket. I will press Control Enter, and you can see that Excel has brought a value from sheet 2 to sheet 1. So if I just have to check for product 869 that what is the product name, I can do that manually. Let us do that. So I go to product sheet 2 and I will say product 869, Control F. 869, Control F is basically to find. Now I'll check it here, and you can see that for ID 869 the name of the product is National Grapefruit Roll. So that is the name of the product, and Excel intelligently found that out and brought here for us in the column C. So let's do that again right from the beginning and in a bit more detail this time. So I'm deleting everything and I'm going again. Equals Vlookup, it is the formula name, and you will press tab on your keyboard. Now first of all I will ask my Excel to look for the value to look for. So I would say go to this cell and check for this value. If you notice that Excel is also giving you the tip here. So lookup value is 869. Now Excel is asking you to select the table array and the column index number, that which column do you want to see. So I would say go here and select all the data from top to the bottom, and that was my array, and select column 2 from here, and then press false because I want the exact match, and then close the brackets and press enter. So that is my answer. Now you can do the same thing here as well for the product price as well, but before I do that I will go and replicate this formula here in all the cells in 258,000 rows, 2,58,000 rows. But before I do that I will have to do one thing carefully, and that is I need to log some of the things here. So do you want to log this B2 here? No, I don't want to, because when I will copy paste this formula in the lower cell, I will say that Excel should go to cell C2 Excel should check the cell C2, not the B2. So I'm not going to lock this area, but do I need to lock down the array, the area of this, the complete area that I have selected? Do I need to lock that, or do I want Excel to go down every time once by row? So definitely I want to lock the area. The area is completely selected and that should not change. So I will press F2 to open the cell, and I would say that please lock down this area. To lock down the area, you will press F4 and Excel will fix that area for you. And do you want Excel to look for 2 again? Yes, definitely. And we don't need to lock it because there's no cell reference. 2 is basically a hard-coded value, it won't change, and press enter. And now as my area has been locked, please copy this cell. That is simple, Control C, go down. How do I go down to last row? I will simply go here. Using my arrow key, I will press the Control key and then I press the down key, and it will go to the last cell of this table. And now I will go back here and I will press Control Shift and the up key, upper direction key, and it will select all the area for me. Okay, I will do that again. So I'm in the last row here. I will go here, I will press Control Shift and the upper key, and it will select all the area, and I will press Control V to copy paste my formula. So Excel has copied all the cells here, and I will just check one last one. I will check the last one, that is 1549. Is that really CDR solved? So 1549, I will go here and I will go at the bottom, and 1549 is here, and that is CDR solved. So lucky for me, in fact not lucky for me, good for us that Excel has such a smart lookup function. And now we have to do that on different columns that are available here. I'm doing one more and the remaining ones will be your homework. So I'm going on the product price, and I will say please press on let us say please press equals Vlookup, and go here, select, I'm sorry, not this one, I'm sorry. So I will go here and I will say equals Vlookup, press tab key, and then select the cell you want, this one, press comma, and I will go to the sheet 2, and then I will select all the area, and this time I want Excel to select the cell 3, and I would say false please, and then press enter. And you have seen that Excel has quickly given you the value, and I will just copy paste this. Before that I have to lock down the selected area. So copy, Control C, and then Control V. So you can see that Excel has quickly given you the values. Before I move forward, I will just like to check one value. So let us choose this one randomly, product ID 320, and let us see what is the product price. So 320 should have 3.26. Go here and press Ctrl F to find out 320, and here it is 3.26. So Excel has done it right. Perfect. So that was the first two columns that I have done. Now the next function that we are looking for is customer name. And how do we do that? We have the customer ID, and if you look at this third sheet here, customer, you can see that for each customer ID you have the customer name. So what we need to do is that we need to bring from the third sheet, we need to bring the customer name to the first sheet, and definitely we have to use the Vlookup function. And after that, the last column here has the product store ID, and for each store we need to find out the district and region. And if you can go to the last sheet here, you can see that for each region ID you have sales district and sales region. So you will have to apply the Vlookup function and you will have to find that out. So that was it. That is really it. So I hope that was really helpful. One last thing before I wind up my Vlookup lecture, and that is we can do one thing that can really speed up our process, because normally when we apply Vlookup we have to bring in a lot of data from different sheet to the one sheet. So I'm deleting these product prices here, and I'm going back to this column again, and I will be applying the Vlookup again. But what I really want to do is that I want, rather than starting the Vlookup function right from the beginning, I really want to copy this cell from here and I will paste it here. Now you know that we already, when we selected this product name from sheet 2, if I can show you that on the sheet 2, we selected all the area, not only the product name column, we also selected this product retail price column, right? And we had given the number 2 so that Excel can bring us the column, the value from column 2. So what if we can just copy that formula and paste it in the next column, and rather than 2 we can bring in the third value. So let me show you what I mean. So if I can just focus on this formula bar here, you can see that it mentions 2 here. So if I can just copy the formula and paste it here, so Excel has definitely given us an error because we need to fix some things. So I will first of all make it 3, but only making it 3 won't resolve my problem. And why it is that so? Because the range of the cell that has been given, we had selected product cell B2 here, and now Excel has chosen the relative reference and made it C2. I don't want it to be C2, so what I will do is that I will rather make it B2 again. And as I make it B2 and I have already changed it to false, I will just press enter. I don't need to select anything from here, so I will press escape from this list given. I'll press escape now, and I will just press enter, and you can see that Excel has quickly given us the value that we really wanted. So I will just copy and go down and paste it here, and you can see that Excel has given us all the values that we really needed. Now one even faster way is that if I can just delete it now again, I'm just deleting it again, even though it is all correct. I'm just going to show you a faster way, and that is just copy the cell here and paste it here. But before I do that, I will just lock the cells in a way, I will just lock the cell B2 in a way that you can change the 2. Definitely you can go to 3 and 4 and 5, but you cannot change the B should remain fixed. So I will come to B and I will apply a $sign here. So you can see that the B has a lock now, but 2 doesn't have a lock. So Excel won't change my cell B, it will remain fixed, and 2 will change relatively. When I will go down, Excel will pick cell 3 and 4 and 5, but the B column will remain the fixed one. Okay, so now I will just copy and paste it here, and I will just change the value then to 3. So you can see that the Excel has still given me the same name because I have not changed it from 2 to 3. So I'll press F2, and now I will make it 3. So copy and paste. So this will give me the right answers. So if you are working on a bulk amount of data and you have to apply VLOOKUP multiple times, this quick tip will really save a lot of time. Now definitely VLOOKUP is a very important function, and it's a little complicated, so I will request you to download the file given and practice it yourself, and please watch the lecture again if that is needed. But that is really it. Whatever was needed in the VLOOKUP has been covered in this lecture. And one last thing that I need to tell you is true and false. So you know that we have applied false here in our formula. It is false. False mean exact match. And what does that mean? I'm going to my product ID. I'm making 869.1. I have made it 869.1. I mean, I have changed it slightly. And you will notice that Excel has failed the formulas. Excel has failed the formulas because Excel is not smart enough. The false command was asking Excel to bring in the exact match. So rather than false, I'm making it true now, which means that you can also bring me the approximate match. And you can see that Excel has given me the same value again. So if you are using true, Excel will give you the approximate answer. So that is also needed when your data has some kind of fluctuation, some kind of approximities that you need. You can use this true function. Normally we will always go for the false, that is the exact value. So I will go to 869 again, and if your function was basically true, it won't bring any difference because approximate match or exact match is even better. But if you are using the false function, the value should be exactly the same. So that is really it. The VLOOKUP is all about this. If anything is not clear, please watch this lecture again and practice yourself as well.